Hey there, in YouTube land. And
Hey.
today, Matt, my son, just came over with my daughter. She's actually getting ready to go to sleep. We just finished.
A game I picked up. It's a surprise for Dad. I thought it'd be really interesting to do and possibly review, and that's what we're doing right now. Until Dawn.
So let's bring it
Came
up
out
here.
yesterday, yeah.
Close to the camera. It has the amazing picture. So Until Dawn was said to be the new kind of PS4 exclusive slasher horror game. Now we're going to try and review this with pretty spoiler free because this here has a lot of twists and turns.
Absolutely.
Some really, really great ones. And
This also came out yesterday, which, I mean,
like,
you don't have any. No one here has the time to be like, yeah, of course, I remember exactly when that happened.
so we just basically we finished the game just a few minutes ago, and
In fact,
yes, you
the
can see the
credits
dot in
just
the background
stopped rolling.
and it's
It was really, really good.
it was amazing. It's everything you've ever wanted in a horror game or in any type of story based game.
I screamed
because-
twice.
Yeah, there were some actual real out and out scares, and we're basically the game starts and a tragedy happens at the beginning of the game that like in many of these things, a prank goes wrong, and something happens, something serious happens,
Yeah.
and a year later they're going back up to this cabin where it happened at. Now there's a reason for them going up there. It's pretty, kind of it's the flimsy reason that horror movies give, but it's done. It is so perfectly done
Yeah.
as a horror film. And there's so much that I can't say right now.
But there were so many there's so many times where me and you would be like, oh, that's like this, or oh, this scene reminds me of this, or this. It's very much drenched in what it's taking.
It is, and horror. And when it does the horror stuff, it does it so well. It does it so right. The pacing is fantastic. The acting is incredible in this one here. The voice acting, there wasn't a guy there that wasn't solid, or girl.
Yeah.
Hayden Pateras in this. We have the star of Mr. Robot, actually. If you watch that series, you really should. It's actually a pretty good show. Who plays a character of Josh in here. It's a very important character. And there's some fantastic stuff here. The guy from the series Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, is the main focus for a lot of this game. In a lot of games, you'll have kind of these like choices, but they won't really matter. There's no gravitas to it. There is with Until Dawn. Every choice that you make has some serious consequences to what happens later on in the game. And it makes, I mean, when I say serious consequences,
It really actually
it
changes.
really actually
like
does.
People will die if you make the wrong choice.
Exactly. People live and die based on the decisions that you make.
As a
So,
matter of fact,
And
that
there are
was-
a lot of decisions that. There's
Seriously.
a lot of times in this game where I just I was like, oh God, no, come on.
and the thing is, the characters are. Do you like them so much after all? You think you know who these characters are. Going in, you think, okay, this is the jock, this is the bitchy girl, this is gonna be the slutty girl.
You get to,
But people have more depth than that. This is way more depth than you'd expect.
and you
and
get
this-
to put that depth in. Like when I first saw the character of Mike, he seems kind of douchey, and he's the dumb jock sort. But when I started playing as him and picking the more still in his character but more sympathetic heroic options, that's how his character was shaped throughout the rest of the game, and it's really quite nice to see. There are times where I'd play as Mike, and I'd play all different things, and then we go to Matt, another character, and there's some serious choices with him, and I'd be like, no, this is exactly what Matt would do in this situation, because those characters are fleshed out by you. So every single time one of those characters either bites the dust or they're in a situation where shit, something could happen, it's really tense, and you really don't want to make the wrong decision.
And this game goes off in a lot of different directions. There's a lot of twists and turns and spins that you will not expect. There are some great just out of nowhere kind of things that come. But here's the thing: anything that kind of like twists and comes, it seemingly out of nowhere. This game plays it fair. You are given
Absolutely.
plenty of clues all the way through this game because of the choices that you can make and the differences that the options has. It does have. You would think that a story-based game may not have higher replayability factor, but I see this one here as having very high replayability
Absolutely.
factor.
Not to mention, like, stuff that we won't spoil, but bigger twists in the game are, like, heavily foreshadowed. But when they do come, they're completely shocking. But shocking in a way that you're like, oh, I understand. There's been countless, like, things that would lead you to, like, conclusions
There's
like
a
this.
point in this game when you're looking at this and you get to a certain point and there's one gigantic twist.
Yeah.
And it's like all the dominoes just fall into place and
Absolutely.
everything that you've seen and everything that's came up
Especially,
to
like,
just
it even, like,
makes sense.
certain games have like, one of the things that, like, some people play about nowadays, a lot of games have collectibles that are just generally they're pad out gameplay. But the collectibles that exist in this game all help lead towards that. Like, the backstory of everything, the area, like, what's going on, anything that would, like, help you to, like, figure things out. It's all there for you.
Yeah.
Everything matters in this game. Every choice,
Yeah.
everything you get, everything really helps you, like, see things in a different way.
When the PS3 came out,
I don't think we
Uncharted.
should-
Oh no, there's a reason for this. Uncharted was the game that officially made me want to go and get the PS3.
Yeah.
It was the thing that, for me and for a lot of people, became the console mover when it wasn't doing so well.
And it makes-
PS4 is not having the problem of not doing so well, but if you have an Xbox One and you want to get a second system, this is the game to do it for.
Absolutely.
This game is a reason
There-
to buy the PS4. It is that good, and it is the best game I've seen
think
so
that's-
far of this generation.
Uncharted is a perfect example of, like, similar to that in a way that, like, whereas PS3's big game was Uncharted, and this, I really think, I know Phantom Pain is also coming out in a couple weeks, and everyone's going to be like, holy crap, that, but this, really, to me, is the big game for it. Both of them are games that heavily were based around story, and that's one thing I think is done well on, like, PS4 titles, like Until Dawn, which is heavily big story-based game, and all of the Uncharted games, which are huge Indiana Jones stories.
And there's
They're
not,
the best Indiana Jones stories done in the last little while.
and there's not a boring second here.
No, not at all. There was not one time where I was like, oh, damn, let's just, like, get on with it. Though, there were many times where I was like, no, cut back to the other scene. There's something exciting happening. But, like, it always leads to me being like, oh, but there's some crazy stuff happening over here, too. Every character's got something interesting going
You
on.
want to say something?
Yeah, while you're going throughout the game, it's not just about, like, getting to the end or like, stopping people from dying. There's also the side mysteries.
Yeah.
And the little pieces that, like...
Yeah.
And as you get certain things, like, one thing that's important is, like, totems.
Yeah.
As you get them, they'll help play, like, the background.
Yeah.
Like, the sort of, like, the backstory behind this is like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't get this.
Actually, the totems are one of my favorite collectibles in anything recently. They show you something that could either really help you in some way, or something, like, potentially dangerous, or even a death that could come that you want to avoid. It helps give you a slight glimpse on how your choices could affect you,
Yeah.
and gives you a vague premonition of maybe what to do.
And when it comes up to the, like, part, you're like, this is it, I know what to do to stop it
Yeah.
from happening.
It was really, really good.
For all you indie horror fans out there, this movie was written primarily
game.
by...
You said movie.
Yeah, it's very cinematic. I'll get into that part actually in a few minutes. But it was written by Larry Fessenden, who has a Scream Factory box set coming out now in mid-October, which, after playing this game, I severely want. It is amazing. He does some great stuff. Larry Fessenden has done movies like Beneath, which came out on Scream Factory. He did the Windigo one, which is coming out on Scream Factory. He's
Absolutely.
got a whole box set coming out. And his print is all over this game. So if you like indie horror as well, you will definitely love this film here. This
Also,
film. I keep referring to it as a film, and you know why? Because it is just that cinematic. The
I've been
direction
playing
on
it all night, and everyone's just been watching it like it's
yeah,
a movie.
it's been it's been incredible. It's been like over, I guess, it's 7 hours or so. Over 7 hours. We played it.
Yeah, we started playing it around what time was it?
Because
It's
it
been a
will
while.
put the hours up. At the end of the game, when all the deaths that happen, they
Yes.
show them again at the end, and they put a timestamp on when they died
Yeah,
in the gameplay.
which
So
is nice.
which is
Warning.
really really well.
A lot of jump scares.
Yeah, there are some pretty crazy jump scares.
It's very heavily
One
jump
got
scare.
me really good. Was
Yeah.
I can't say what it is, but it
No,
was really
you can't
cool.
say what
I screamed. Matthew was
Yeah, you
like,
screamed like 2 to 3
Matthew was
times.
scared by my reaction more than
Yeah.
the actual scene.
But like, oh my goodness, it was really good. But also, just a side note, look around during the part. This isn't really spoiling anything, but there's a part where you get to go into a personal screening room, and there's posters on the wall, and they're all real horror movies.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that there are some great posters there of some fantastic horror films actually. And unlike a lot of times you'll see like
Yeah, it's
Posters
usually
that do,
like
like,
Friday
mock-ups
the
or, like,
14th
yeah,
or
it's
something
kind of like
that.
fake posters, but no, they use real horror movie posters. It's really cool, very well done. Any of my friends on here that are watching this that want like a serious horror recommendation, this is the best horror movie you will see in a very very long time.
It was damn
It
good.
really is that good. This one is a bit pricey.
Oh yeah.
But all the games nowadays of this generation are getting kind of pricey. Now this one
Absolutely.
here, I think you had some trade-ins, but normally it's
I
cost you
did.
about 74,
Yeah, I had
Canadian.
like $50 worth of trade-in.
maybe
so,
about 64 American, right?
Yeah, about.
Now, that being said, honestly, 100%, with all the games that are coming out, well, they like the Far Cries and like the Halos and all, you have right here an original IP. This is what every horror fan has been clamoring for since game systems have come about. Have a game that really, really,
Captures the feeling of horror.
Yeah,
Really.
and-
and
it does. It blows things like Silent Hill and all Resident Evil and all this.
absolutely.
Otherwise, they're totally different. But those are totally different style games.
Yeah.
This really is what you would want for a horror movie. Well, this is what you want to play as a horror movie fan. If you love horror films, and you don't just have this is not just like you gotta love the slasher movie genre. No, you don't. You have to love horror in general, and
'Cause it's really-
really goes beyond what you think.
It
Go
does. It absolutely. Because like it clearly gets all its inspiration from like more than just like slasher stuff. Like if you like, there are moments where I'm like, oh, like there's visual homages to like everything. There's dialogue homages to stuff like that. Even this is a little thing. This has nothing to do with the story, but I got an achievement at one point called "Let the Wrong One In," and I was like, oh, cute.
What I gotta say, and I really love, and I gotta get this out there, is that this is directed so well.
Absolutely.
It is directed actually like a horror film. It is really, and the angles.
Cinematically, it's perfect.
There's a scene where we get a Evil Dead, like the ending Evil Dead type of where the camera work is used like that, and you can pick that out. There's a scene that you'll pick out that will remind you of Jeepers Creepers, and just the way that it's done. And there's a scene that will remind you of Descent.
Absolutely.
It's just, and that's not giving anything away. It's just that the way that it's shot, there's the same thing as the same thing as Jeepers Creepers. No,
There's no direct rips, but like I know what you're talking about with the Descent. There's some mines in the game
yeah,
where like you get a part where someone falls down into the mines and you're like traveling through there, and Jeepers Creepers, there's a specific scene
yeah,
that will show off certain characters that you fail to save,
Yeah.
in a very House of Horrors sort of way, and it's really cool to see. I can't there's really no story beats that it actually like takes from anything. Like it takes the general tropes and a lot of visual things, but it's really its own like original sort of thing.
it's its own beast.
Yeah.
And there's some interesting things in here. There's a great mystery in here. There's a few great mysteries in here, kind of wrapped up
Absolutely.
in. and one another. They all intersect, and
I definitely will be playing through this game again and again, so I can find every bit of the background clues, so I can find out the
I just love to
additional
play through it
mysteries.
myself and actually watch other times as well, just to
Absolutely.
see the different things you can see because there's so much going on at one time. And I love the way that it intercuts between. You get to play all the characters, by the way,
Yeah.
and it intercuts between the different characters, and it will leave a character in a perilous situation
Absolutely.
and bring you right over to like another set of characters where you're playing somebody else, and you'll have to go back and you have to meet that to see exactly what happened to that character. It'll bring you right back to the spot you left off at, or it'll bring you back to like a few seconds later, a few seconds before, and it's done with. There's 10 chapters to the game. Each one starts up with the previously Until Dawn.
Yeah.
And
I found out why that is actually from looking on here. I can select replay any of those episodes and try and change the story,
which is incredible.
which is fun, which is great. Because there are definitely some situations where I was like, I really want to know what would happen if this specific thing changed.
Yeah, you can start a whole new story. There's stats and collectibles, bonus content.
I'm gonna check that out in a second.
But what do you give it?
I give it my 10 out of 10. I'm gonna give it 10 scary snowy mountains out of 10.
I'm guessing Cass again sleep, so I'm not.
Yeah, she's sleeping.
She would give it 10 Z's out of 10 because
Sounds
she's
like
snoring.
Girly, skilly screams out of 10. And
Oh, you're awake. What would you give it, Cass?
Um,
Ashley
10. 10 Ashley Watts out of 10.
The girls are very attractive in the game,
Yeah.
and the cinematics
It's not
and the
even
graphics
that.
are
It's that they
incredible.
all have fabulously animated booties.
That's true.
That is true, actually.
Uh,
I also have to give this one 10 Stabby the Clowns out of 10. This is the best game so far that actually truly shows off what can be done with this generation of gaming. This is where I would like to see gaming going. It just gets everything right. The gameplay, the story elements, the replayability, all different factors. Graphics are incredible in this. The sound is amazing. There are some just great voice acting overall. Choices that actually mean something. Decisions that, and there are some great games that came over the last few years. Walking Dead games, the Telltale games. But guys, this amps it up to a level that you're not even going to believe. If you like horror at all, I'm just trying not to get you. If you like horror at all, you really owe it to yourself to pick up Until Dawn. So if you got the bones on you to grab this game, if you got a PS4, definitely you got to have this game. If you're a horror fan at all, this is a must-have. This is like a cinematic must-have in your library. If you don't have a PS4, and you're a horror fan, this, my friends, is a reason to get a PS4. It really is that good. You will love the experience. I can't imagine anybody not thoroughly enjoying. I can totally cover you over. Until Dawn, it's an amazing game. I just cannot say enough good things about this. We've just finished it, and there's such an adrenaline rush going through me right now.
Absolutely.
From after
Oh, absolutely. I'm still regretting characters that I couldn't save. I'm literally just sitting here like, fuck, if I'd done one thing differently, damn it. It was amazing.
I don't have any negatives. I usually have like something that I can go back to, like I'll talk about like certain aspects of the story that I didn't like, or certain gameplay aspects. But no, this was solid. This was pretty much one of the most solid games that I've played.
Absolutely.
In ages.
Yeah. I'm not a big QuickTime event guy, but it perfectly works in this game. It makes sense for this game. Everything generally does make sense in this game for the way it is. Like, in a way, there's minimal gameplay because the story's the focus. Like, the gameplay is there to perfectly complement and not obstruct the story.
And
it works perfectly.
Too. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
But you never feel like you're not playing.
You never feel like it's not a game. There are definitely times where you're playing the game, you're deciding what's happening.
And I think that's the difference. That's what matters. That's what makes just a
A Queeg.
A cheap and you get a lot of games where they'll have a lot of QuickTime stuff, and it'll be really cheap, and it'll seem like it doesn't matter. You just button mash the right buttons in the right order, and it's done. And the monster's dead. You get away or you don't get away. You fall down or you don't fall down, type of thing.
Yeah.
This isn't that type of game.
Yeah, usually it's like a mess up and like instantly try over thing.
And that's the thing.
There's no game over screen in this.
No, there's no game over screen. There's no inventory type of screen. There's none of that stuff. Basically, if you make a mistake, your mistake has consequences. Your mistake matters, and you will not get to undo that mistake. No, you will play the game again. You'll play the chapter again because you want to see what happens if you did not make that mistake.
Absolutely. I only missed a total of maybe 2 or 3 commands throughout the entire game, but every single time that I did, I was like, oh god, no. It's done. It's absolutely done.
Now, if you guys have seen this, please let me play this game. Please, or if you're seeing it, please let me know what you thought of it. For us, this was a perfect game.
Absolutely.
If you're a horror fan, grab this one here. Matthew absolutely loves it. He just keeps saying that over and over.
I do. I absolutely love it. And it's set in Canada, so...
It is actually set in Alberta.
Another good Canadian horror movie, basically.
Damn straight. One of the best Canadian horror movies you're going to see in a long, long time. Guys, at all, I'm completely 100% sincere and honest when I say you like horror, you will love Until Dawn.
Absolutely.
Pick it up. It's really, really worth it. If I never had the PlayStation 4 already, I would have had to get it for this game. It's really that good. So, thanks for watching. For me right now, I want to get some tea before I go to sleep. And
I don't know what to do for a stinger here because I don't want to spoil anything in this game.
So you got to do like a stinger that's not, and then spoil your stinger.
Alright, then my only stinger can be my favorite line. You one of the paths if you do a certain thing.
Oh my god.
Understand my forehand, bitch!
Thanks for watching, and for me, Matthew, and Cass, enjoy your night, and we are out of here. Have a good one.